Thanks for joining me today for this edition of the Church Security Answer Man. I am so glad you're here, and I'm excited about this topic that we're discussing today because I think it has a lot to do with our balance at church between the welcoming, friendly environment and the security, the safe and secure area. So we're talking about what should we call our church security team or church security members, especially when we're referencing them at church. So it's a great question. I'm glad you asked. So if you're thinking about balance at all, referring to the security team as security may not be the best, especially, when we're talking about this idea of people coming to church and this idea of a warm, friendly environment. Security doesn't exactly portray a warm environment or a welcoming environment. So when we're talking about that, we want to look at, is there something else that we can call our team? Plain and simple, especially when we're referring to them. If greeters are being asked questions and being asked to direct somebody to security, or they want somebody to go get security, what can we call them? So, and we're talking about things like a suspicious person enters the building. Nobody wants to be saying, go get security, or let me introduce you to somebody from security, and giving them that direction to you and introducing you to them under the idea of security, because it might as well be a cop kind of thing from that perspective. We're not police, but people coming from the outside, those perceptions. So we want to be able to talk to people. We want to be able to evaluate them. I call it a coffee walk. I want to be able to take somebody on a coffee walk and be able to talk to them, visit with them, evaluate them, and decide, are they having mental health issues today? Is this somebody, because somebody's brought them to my attention, is something's not right, or I saw something that's not right? I want to be able to talk to them. And if my name tag says security on it, that's not going to go well. They're going to be standoffish. They may be offended that all of a sudden security's right on them, kind of thing. So I think that we need to be able to talk to these people. We need to be able to mingle with folks without an issue. And we want them to just feel like we're friendly, we're visiting with them, we're welcoming them to church, we're giving them a tour, we're going to take them to coffee. We don't want people to feel like they're being interrogated by security. We want them to feel comfortable, warm. We want them to feel like we're friendly. And I always say security's doing their job when they're talking to people and interviewing them, taking them on a coffee walk. That's what I tend to do, is take them on a walk down to get some free coffee, and I visit with them. And by the time I get done, either one, I know I'm not going to let this person go into the church auditorium and be in with the rest of the congregation because something's not right. Or what I hope is that when I'm done and I'm saying, oh yeah, this person's fine, they just dressed a little bit differently or something, then when I'm done and I'm saying, okay, here's the auditorium, and I'm letting them go in, they're thinking to themselves, wow, this guy's nice. This church is great. Boy, they are sure friendly. So we can have that balance, and that's what I always say. Security works well with this warm and friendly environment, the things that we're supposed to do as members of the church and trying to invite people in and be warm and friendly. Security can do that job if we're doing it right. And one of those things that can interfere is if somebody's saying security, or if there's a big security on my name tag. So, so what should we call our team? That's a good question. And I want you to tell me in the comments below, what do you call your team? I don't know all the proper names, and I'm sure you've come up with some great ones that your team has or your church has. So leave some comments or send me a note or something and tell me what your team is so that we can all kind of see. This is a great time for us to share what we call our different teams, because somebody may be needing to change their team name or how they're referenced. So sharing here would be a great opportunity. So, we can call them security team, which is what we're saying we want to get away from. We could call them safety team. We could call them a response team or a crisis team. We could call them the blue team or the green team, but that still doesn't quite alleviate this, what's going on here with this person. So we call our team guest services. So, it encompasses the fact that we walk our people out at night. We go out, some of our elderly folks that have a little difficulty walking, we'll go out and walk them in, sometimes from the parking lot. We pick up trash, we pick up dog droppings, all of those kind of things that are not appealing on the walkways into church and the parking lot coming into church. But we are a security team, and everybody knows that. So it sounds great when the greeters are referencing us, like, let me get somebody from guest services to give you a tour. And that just walks us right into this coffee walk and having a nice discussion and a conversation. So when we're doing this evaluation, then they see a name tag that says guest services. And it's pretty harmful or harmless. And actually, it seems like we're here to help them find coffee and help them find the auditorium and help them get a tour and help them get to know us a little bit. So, but really, everybody from guest services is on the security team. So, make sure and leave that comment. I want to stress that a little bit more about what you call your team. That's very important. So I'm just suggesting guest services as one option. I'm sure there's many other options that people might share with us or that you could think up or come up with that can help us as people reference us. Now, I do probably about 3 times a year, we do video announcements for the congregation. And especially after we do some security training or something along those lines, I do put out a notice in the video that the security team underwent training this week to improve their response to things. It's pretty generic, but I want the congregation to know, I want people to know that we do have a security team. So that's about the only time we reference them. If somebody says, do we have a security team, or asks, we will generally tell them, yes, we have a security team. But when it's direct reference to people or come over here, we call ourselves guest services on the day of our ministry when we're open. So very important to look at that aspect. So thanks for watching today. Please like and subscribe wherever you're watching this. There's several places you could be seeing this or hearing this. And I want to encourage you to connect a little bit more with us by liking or subscribing wherever you listen or watch. And I really appreciate that you spend time with us. And don't forget our home base. If you need free information, if you need some free training, if you need some tips, if you need some formal training, go to churchsecurityanswerman.com. That's our home base. And we've got lots of information over there for you. So until next time, until the next video, I hope that you have a safe and secure week.